It took them 4 sessions to find it.
The message had said, North Tower, secret room, nobody ever found it.
That was enough. Spoony had a map. Spike had concerns. Muggsy had come because Muggsy always came.
Stick had come because he was the one who'd read the message 3 times and couldn't stop thinking about it.
The tower was at the edge of the server's northern border, past the biomes they knew. Stone brick, same as the chest.
Tall, taller than anything they'd built. Someone had put a lot of time into it.
The windows were dark. No torches inside. They stood at the base of it for a moment. Spoony said, I have a full entry strategy, Spike said. The door opens inward. Muggsy said nothing.
He was already at the door. The tower had 7 floors, each one the same. Stone brick walls, no decorations, no chests, no signs. Just the structure.
Someone had built it carefully and left nothing inside. By the 4th floor, Spoony had stopped consulting the clipboard.
By the 6 spikes, Tines were at the gentle position. Not worried, just quiet. The secret room was on the 7th floor.
A door behind a wall panel, the kind of hidden entrance that took patience to find. Stick found it by accident, running his hand along the wall. The panel moved. The door opened. Inside, nothing.
A room, empty, stone floor, stone walls, 2 small windows facing north. No chest, no messages, no items. No signs that anyone had been there recently or ever.
Just a room at the top of a tower that a message had said nobody would ever find. They stood in it for a while. Spoony looked at the clipboard, then at the room, then at the clipboard again. He didn't say anything, which was unusual. Spike looked around slowly. His tines stayed at the gentle position. He didn't say he'd expected this. He hadn't. Exactly, he'd expected something. Just not. Nothing. Muggsy walked to the north window and looked out.
The server stretched below, their base visible on the hill, the biomes they'd explored, that ravine where they'd found the chest. From up here it all looked different, smaller, more connected.
Stick stood in the middle of the empty room and thought about the person who'd built it, who'd put 7 floors of careful stonework into a tower and left the secret room empty.
Who'd written a message about it in a chest at the bottom of a ravine. Who'd said nobody would ever find it. He'd found it and there was nothing here, except the view.
Lumi was at the window when he got there. She was just there, the way she always was. No explanation, just present. Glow, steady in the empty room. Nothing, Stick said.
Nothing you expected, Lumi said. The glow in her chest was warm. Can I tell you something? Stick looked at her. The brain releases more dopamine in anticipation than in reward.
More during the search than the finding. More on the way to the tower than in the tower. This is called anticipation bias, and it's not a malfunction. It's how the brain keeps you moving.
The reward of actually finding something is almost always smaller than the reward of looking for it. Stick thought about 4 sessions. About the message.
About the way the squad had moved differently through the server when they had somewhere specific to go, so the nothing is the point. The nothing is real, Lumi said.
And the 4 sessions are also real. The squad had a direction. That's not nothing, that's actually the thing. The search was the thing. The tower was just where the search ended.
Stick looked out the north window. At the server below, at the base on the hill, at the ravine as small from here, barely visible. The person who built this, he said, they knew the room was empty. Probably, Lumi said. They left the message anyway. Which means they knew the value wasn't in the room. It was in whoever made the trip. Stick thought about that. About a person building 7 floors of stone tower with an empty room at the top. Writing a message in a hidden chest and leaving. Knowing someone might find it someday.
Knowing the room would disappoint them, leaving it anyway, because the trip was the thing. From BEA and him, Muggsy still at the north window, he hadn't moved. Stick walked over and stood beside him.
Below, Spoony was already outside the tower, walking back toward the base. Clipboard raised heat. Found something to plan the route back, probably, or a new area to explore. The grin was back.
The search was over. The next one was already forming. Spike was 1 floor below, taking the stairs. Slowly, Tines a gentle, not disappointed exactly, just present with what was true. Worth it.
Stick asked Muggsy, looked at the view for a moment. The whole server, visible, from the top of something someone had built. Ask me when we get back, Muggsy said. Which was, for Muggsy, as close to yes as it got. What did they build next?